Hey, welcome. My name is Ernest, and in this tutorial, I am going to talk about some basic concepts of C++ and what is C++ and how you write your own program in C++. So let's begin. So before I talk about C++, let me give you an overview about IDE, also known for Integrated Development Environment. I am using these code blocks here, and if you have any other IDE that supports C++, that's fine. But if you are not familiar with the IDE, then I recommend you to download code blocks. I will give you the link in the description. So after downloading the code blocks, go to the create a new project and find console application and click on go. Then leave these settings as default and then click on next, and make sure you have selected C++ here and click on next. Here you choose the title, whatever title you want for your project, and here you can select where you want to save your project, and then leave everything as default, click on next, and leave everything as default, click on finish. Here you see a little tab of sources, and then if the main.cpv, click on it. Here you see the default program by the IDE. So what is this hash include iostream? Before I tell you about all default code, let me tell you about what is C++. C++ is a general purpose language, and it's mostly used for the video games and applications and browsers like Google Chrome and Firefox. And if you're familiar with the Java or C, then you will not find it too hard to learn C++, because C++ is just an extension of C. But in C++ it supports encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance and polymorphism, and also it supports exception handling, which makes it more powerful and flexible. And it is a middle level language, because it's the combination of high level language and the low level language both. So this was a little introduction about C++, and now I will tell you what is this hash include iostream. This hash include tells the preprocessor that include this file iostream as a header file. What is iostream? Iostream is basically input-output string, and its object is like cout and cin, etc. are the objects of this iostream. So let me tell you, before I tell you the using namespace std, let me tell you the benefit of C++. If you're familiar with the Python, you will see that there is an error called indentation error. But in C++, there is no indentation error. Compiler automatically ignores all these spaces and new lines which you have created. But where you need to write a blank space or new space, you must have to write to enhance the attractiveness of your code. So now what is this using namespace std? Using namespace std is just the interpreter between this iostream and this cout. If you will not write the using namespace std, you will get an error. Using namespace std tells the compiler to use the standard names. These names will support by the library of C++, like iostream is the library. And now what is this main? Main is the beginning point of every C++ program. If you write program above this main, it will not execute it first, because the beginning point of every C++ program is this main function. So everything in this curly braces is the body of the function. Everything inside this is the body of the main function. Now what is this cout? Cout is the object of this iostream, which is telling that the hello world. Now what is hello world, and why you see always hello world on the compilers? Hello world is just a default message by the compiler, which will execute. If you write here anything, it will definitely execute. Like I write programming, it will be executed. Here is the build, because you have the build, and there is a run, but I prefer build and run. Here you see high programming. Don't forget these quotation marks above that, because in Python you don't need quotation marks, but C++ needs this quotation mark. And now what is this end? End means end line. If you will not write the end line, Cout will not create automatically a new line. End line tells the compiler that create a new line. Everything underneath will be written on the new line. Like now you will see that it is right in a new line. If I remove this handle from here and build and run it again, we are seeing that there is no new line created by the compiler. You can also write the multi-lines as much as you can here by writing these two lesser than signs and write higher programming is fun. And now you will see that higher programming is done higher programming. So this was a little introduction about the Cout and end line. If you don't want to use this using namespace, here you will get an error because compiler doesn't know what is this Cout. But if you don't want to write that, just write std and colon and also here with handle, also here and here also. Now build and run, it will work fine. Now you can see our programming is fine. But I prefer always use using namespace std. So now this was the little introduction about the Cout. And now what is this return 0? If I build and run this program, you will see that process return 0. It means your program is working perfect. There is no error in that. If your process terminated in some garbage value, mostly 1, it means that your abnormal termination. Because you have some logical errors maybe in your program, so you have to fix that problem first and then you move to the further functions. Now this was a little introduction about the Cout. Now let me tell you how to comment. There are two types of comments in C++. Single line comment and the multi-line comment. If you want a single line comment, you just have to use 2 forward slashes. Now compiler will automatically know that everything after these forward slashes will be commented and will not be executed. Let's build and run. Here you can see higher programming because compiler is not showing that higher programming is done. This is a single line comment, and if you want to write multi-line comments, then use forward slash and asterisk and also asterisk and forward slash. Now we see nothing will be executed on the terminal. Here you go. Here you are seeing there is nothing will be executed because compiler is automatically commented that. So this is a good practice to write always comments because comments will help to understand others for reading your code. But don't write too much comments in your program. So this was about little introduction about comments, and let me talk about variables. Now what is variables? These reserves memory location in a memory for storing values. Compilers are always required different data types, and C++ have so many data types, built-in data types. You can also create user-defined data types. I will make different video on that, how to create your own data type. But here I will talk about the only one data type, which is an integer data type. Int means integer data type, and it will always store an integer. Now what is identifier here? Num1 is an identifier which works for the variable. Now this is an identifier, and you can store here 10, and you can Cout it. Cout lesser than, always remember this lesser than sign, and Cout num1 here. You will see that it will print 10 on this screen. Here you go, 10. But if you write this Cout above this here and remove from here, you will see it gives an error. Even though you have declared that num is equal to 10, but it is showing an error. Num was not declared in this code. Why? Because in C++ and maybe in every language, it starts from top to bottom. So always remember that you have to write it top to bottom, because our code will execute from top to bottom. Remove this blank space. So, but remember one thing, your identifier must start with the alphabets or the underline. If your alphabet starts with any numeric, it will give you an error. Okay, see that num1 was not declared, expected unacknowledged. This is an error by the compiler. So always write your identifier names with underscore or with the alphabets. You can create multiple identifiers in a single line of same data type, like num1, num2, and num3, num3, and so on up to you want. It is the same data type. And here num1 is equal to 10, semicolon, don't forget the semicolon, always add the semicolon. Num2 is equal to 20, and num3 is equal to 30. And you also write it as in a single line, cout num1 lesser than num2 and lesser than num3. You will see that it will print 10, 20, 30 without any space. Oops, I missed the semicolon here. So here you go, 10, 20, 30. So this was a little introduction about the identifiers, and in my next video I will talk about how to get input from the user, and arithmetic operators, and some operator precedents, and assignment operators, and increment decrement operators, and also the post and the prefix increments. So I hope guys this video was informative for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.